Race number 5 at Ascot on Saturday will jump at 3 o'clock. It is the Magic Millions Tattersalls Cup over 2100 metres. It's a listed race for horses heading towards the Perth Cup on January 5. One of those horses is probably Royal Star. Let's have a look at her last start.
Together from Push and Shapes, who's now being called upon. Royal Star behind them, looking to work around heels. Then Prize Catch under the whip, and here comes Missile Launch with his run at the 200. Push and Shapes headed Ascot Star, which looked gone. Missile Launch runs on with Elegant Blast. It's Push and Shapes at the 100. On the outside, Missile Launch, Prize Catch and Royal Star, but Push and Shapes kept going, lifted home by Smoke and Joe.
The replay race was the Northern Cup, in which Royal Star finished 4th. She was supposed to go around in the Ascot Gold Cup, but she was one of 3 late scratchings after that issue at the barriers. She simply can't be trusted to behave, not only in that race but in other ones previously. But she did run 3rd in the Perth Cup last season, and she may simply just have a class edge on her rivals in this handicap contest. So she goes on top, but with very low confidence. From number 1, Prize Catch, he won the Ascot Gold Cup last time out. He was a very strongly run race. He has proved his staying credentials in that contest, and he rises in trip again here. I think a lot of people had him pegged as a miler. I thought he was too, but up to the 2100 metres here, I think he is a chance. Number 6, Elegant Blast, is a place specialist. She has now placed in each of her last 12 starts. She's only won 1 of them, and that pretty much says it all about her. She is a serial non-winner. And then number 9, Mississippi Delta here, was a little bit disappointed in what was a non-black type race last time out, but she did have 58 kilos that day. She drops back down to 54. That might be the key to her. Would be not at all surprised to see her win, and Willia Pike does elect to ride her. Top selection in race number 5, going with number 3, Royal Star, to beat 1, Prize Catch, 6, Elegant Blast, and 9, Mississippi Delta. Race number 6 at Ascot on Saturday will jump at 3:35. It is the Crown Perth Jungle Mist Classic over 1200 metres. It's a listed race for the 3-year-old fillies and the older mares. One of those horses is Siani. Let's have a look at her last start win.
Looks and called upon Masquerade. Here comes Siani starting to wind up down the extreme outside. Back on the fence is the Kelp. Minus Looks had grabbed the lead. Siani quickly ranged up though with 150 left to travel. It's Siani on the outside of Minus Looks fighting it out. Siani gets ahead in front. Candlelight Star finishing strongly from the back, but Siani makes a winning.
Siani was pretty impressive in winning on her first start for Lindsay Smith back in WA. For mine, the jury is still out. I don't think she proved anything of note when in beating Minus Looks in that 72 plus handicap on the 3rd of November. But the performance 2 starts ago in the Group 2 behind I'll Have a Bit, who will go around in the Winterbottom Stakes a week on Saturday, I thought was good enough, certainly for a race such as this. She is potentially the class of the field. It'd be interesting to see if she's purely a fresh horse or whether she can deliver second up here. Goes on top from number 12, Pearls and Prawns, made a triumphant reappearance in what was a graduation handicap last start. This is a fair few notches harder than this and has got one of the wide gates, but I don't think it's a particularly deep race, so I'm willing to put her in for second. Number 6, Misty Medal, rises to the 1200 metres to have a crack at winning a black type event. I think she's pretty good. I do prefer over a little bit shorter, and the gate has been a bit of a nightmare here. She races on speed and she's drawn barrier number 12. And I don't mind number 14 here down the bottom, Superstardom. You might get 100 to 1 about this horse. It's just got 50 kilos. Jerry Noski rides. The performance is this campaign. I know only beats a couple home in the Belgravia and then was 6th behind Dance Music in a 3-year-old race. But with the 50 kilos, weights and measures, I could certainly consider her a decent each-way play here, or certainly a place bet. Top selection in race number 6, going with number 3, Siani, to beat 12, Pearls and Prawns, 6, Misty Medal, and 14, Superstardom. Race number 7 at Ascot on Saturday will jump at 4:15. It is the Sky Racing WA Guineas over 1600 metres. It's a Group 2 event for the 3-year-olds, and it's worth $500,000. One of the horses chasing that cash is Arcadia Queen. Let's have a look at her last start win.
The champion fillies, Leading Girl lays down the gauntlet to Lady Cosmology, a length and a half Flirtini. Here comes Arcadia Queen. She's cut back inside the heels of Leading Girl. Lady Cosmology with 150 to go. Arcadia Queen levelling up. Arcadia Queen draws level, gets the neck in front, draws away. She's too good. She reigns supreme in the champion fillies.
I've been saying it for a fair few weeks on various channels that I think that Arcadia Queen is the pick of the WA 3-year-olds and that the girls are significantly better than the boys. I think it's going to take a very start interstate raider to topple her. She gets a decent gate here, barrier number 3, and I expect her to back up her Champion Fillies win with a Guineas win and then to go forward to the Kingston Town Classic in 2 weeks' time. Goes on top. I think the main danger is probably number 10 here, Juniper. Rates really highly off his last start, but that was over 1,800 metres at Flemington, and Ascot's Mile is a very different beast here, but do respect the connections Darren Weir and Ben Allen from a decent gate. I think the main local danger is number 14, Lady Cosmology. She simply should not turn the tables on Arcadia Queen unless Arcadia Queen has a bad day. But she's certainly very talented in her own right, and she certainly could run it in the minors here. And then number 4, Orsine, rates pretty closely to Ulasaba on their clash at Randwick on Melbourne Cup Day. That again was over the 1,800 metres for Chris Waller and Craig Williams on Saturday. I can't see that horse probably beating the top one. Top selection in race number 7, going with 15 here, Arcadia Queen, to beat 10 Juniper, 14 Lady Cosmology and 4 Orsine. Race number 8 at Ascot on Saturday will jump at 5 o'clock. It's the first of the Group 1s of the Tad Touch Masters. It's the Kieran Railway Stakes, a handicap over 1,600 metres. And in replay, we're going to take a look at the Asian Bow Stakes win of Galaxy Star.
In front, War God, Red Aura, disposition down on the rail, Galaxy Star, Pike sitting there as quiet as a church mouse. Action's 2 lengths behind him. Now he goes to work, he releases the brakes, and now ranging to the lead, Galaxy Star. She put pay to them. Action runs on, but it's all over bar the shouting. The favourite's going to run right away and goes on to clinch a spot in the rail.
Local trials for the Railway Stakes don't get much better than the one that Galaxy Star put up in the Asian Boat Stakes. It was probably only a length or 2 off a Group 1 winning performance, and she did it with her head on her chest. There's some good interstate runners in the race, but I don't think there's a truly outstanding one, and with 53 kilos from barrier number 2, I think she can get the job done for the locals. She goes on top. I think the main danger is number 7 here, Peaceful State, was 3rd in the Cantala Stakes. That's the equivalent of the Railway Stakes during the Melbourne Cup Carnival. Darren Weir, Ben Allen, 53.5 kilos, got a decent gate here, will probably be midfield in running, main danger. Number 1, Material Man, probably won the barrier draw on Tuesday. He's absolutely dynamite fresh. He maps beautifully from gate number 5, and he's a warrior. He never backs down in a fight. I think Material Man will lead the Railway Stakes at some point. Whether he can hang on will remain to be seen. And then number 12, Iconicalism, probably the second string for Darren Willer now after that barrier draw. Drew gate number 12, comes out of the Cantala as well, was 8th in that race. Great race, the Railway, looking forward to it. And on top goes number 11, Galaxy Star, to beat 7 Peaceful State, 1 Material Man and 12 Iconoclasm. Race number 9 at Ascot on Saturday will jump at 5:40. It is the Furnace and the Fundamentals Up Next handicap over 1,400 metres. The band will be in the Mountain Yard after the last race. In replay, let's have a look at the last start win of Moet de Vega.
Zeal, followed back on the fence by Trump this. They're into the home straight, 300 left to go. Moet de Vega had hit the front, the leaders have gone. The Fugazi keeps coming though. At the 200, Moet de Vega, 3/4 the Fugazi. Rocket Chick, Trump this behind them, starts to run on, cuts back to the rail. Moet de Vega, 50 from home. The Fugazi keeps coming. Moet de Vega, the Fugazi, Moet de Vega.
Moet de Vega is yet another son of Lope de Vega, doing a really good job for Sean Casey and the connections, including Wally Daly. Gets barrier number 1 here, will race on speed. That was a very good rating performance in beating the Fugazi. And in what I've got pegged as a 2-horse race, Moet de Vega maps considerably better than the main danger. That danger is number 7, Royal Statue. Gets barrier number 9 here for William Pike. Returned from a bleeding attack back in February. Won that race on the 21st of February. Had to have a fair bit of time off. Had the one trial, a very quiet trial, and then came back to Ascot on Melbourne Cup Day. Got the job done there, beating Sebring Spy. That form is not good enough to win this, but this horse has got plenty of abilities. Clearly had issues. Number 1, Mad Brad, has placed 3rd 3 times in a row now, and whilst he's running really, really well for the Pierce brothers, he has not won for 1,343 days, only a minor place chance. And then number 14, the Fugazi, drawn terribly here, and he also meets Moet de Vega worse at the weight, but he has got a fair bit of upside to him. He goes in the minors. Top selection in race number 9, going with number 9, Moet de Vega, to beat 7 Royal Statue, 1 Mad Brad and 14 the Fugazzi. It's now time to nominate my best bets on the Ascot card. Going in race number 3, the Carbine Club of WA Stakes with number 4 here, Frio. And then in race number 7, the Sky Racing WA Guineas, number 15, Arcadia Queen. It's easy to stay up to date with everything that's happening at Perth Racing. You can log on to our website or you can follow us on one of our social media channels. Until next time, bye for now.